So January 31st is looking like a busy day for boxing. Bakhram Murtazaliev versus Josh Kelly. I forgot about, but I am very intrigued now that I reminded myself that this fight's happening. But my thoughts is that Bakhram has a lot to prove in this fight, more than Josh Kelly in my opinion. So Bakhram somehow decided to fight Josh Kelly, and he's fighting Josh Kelly away. He's fighting him in England. I don't think it's taking place in Josh Kelly's hometown, but it's like a few minutes, few hours away or so. And even though Bakhram is the champion, Josh Kelly reportedly signed some type of deal with Matchroom, and apparently Eddie Hearn or someone is saying that Josh Kelly has already accepted to fight Jerome Boots Ennis if Josh Kelly would win. Now ask yourself, does does that does that happen? Does that happen? A guy who hasn't fought yet, you don't know if he's gonna win or lose yet. All right, you don't know if he will win or lose. Yet somehow he's already accepted a challenge to fight one of your other guys. To me, that just sounds dumb. Doesn't sound realistic at all. I don't think that's even possible. How can you even do that? Josh Kelly seems like, even though he is not the champion, he seems more like the A side here. He seems like if something were to go wrong, he's going to get the benefit of the doubt, if you know what I mean. And not only that, but I also remember back when this fight was first rumored, sort of like the summertime of last year. I remember everyone not liking this matchup. I remember everyone saying that Bakhram was gonna KO Josh Kelly in like the first round or something. The first three rounds, Bakhram was gonna knock out Josh Kelly. But now everyone, or not everyone, but I'm seeing a lot of people now saying that Bakhram is going to lose, Josh Kelly's going to win. He's going to put up the quote unquote upset, which I just found hilarious, because it just seems kind of orchestrated in a sense. I don't know if people actually think Josh Kelly is going to win. I think they just want Josh Kelly to win. Not only has all of a sudden a bunch of people just picked Josh Kelly to win, the odds prove it as well. Because when this fight first opened up, Bakhram was minus 450, while Josh Kelly was plus 300. Now onto fight week, those odds have shrunken. Bakhram is now minus 325. Josh Kelly is now 275. Meaning a bunch of people have now put their money on Josh Kelly now. So what's gonna happen? Bakhram hasn't fought in a year since he destroyed Tim Tszyu. That's gonna be a factor. Not only that, but this is an IBF title fight. We should know by now the IBF rehydration clauses. Bakhram is not a small guy. Bakhram is he's a big dude. So, is making this IBF rehydration clause, is that going to be a big influence as well? He made it just fine against Tim Tszyu, and of course, when he fought Jack Cloquet. But those two fights happened last year. It's been a year since he last fought. And apparently during that year, he was rehabbing injuries or such. I mean, it happens, or it's different from person to person. Some people are saying that Bakhram was ducked the whole year, and some people will say he was rehabbing injuries. Don't get me wrong, Bakhram, he has been ducked. He has been ducked. I would say the one that I remember the most is Virgil Ortiz. Oscar De La Hoya said out his mouth that he was not going to put Virgil Ortiz in there with Bakhram. So Bakhram, or Virgil Ortiz, definitely ducked Bakhram. Erickson Lubin ducked Bakhram because Erickson Lubin was the IBF mandatory. But then Lubin decided to not fight Bakhram and instead fight Virgil Ortiz. So that's two guys right there that ducked Bakhram. So, he definitely wasn't lucky in there not getting fights. But I believe more on the side that he was injured throughout the year. So I do think he was rehabbing injuries and such. Now I'm talking a lot about Bakhram, but Josh Kelly, is Josh Kelly really the guy to beat Bakhram? Josh Kelly, he's a good little fighter. I think Josh Kelly has improved, but I don't know what people see in Josh Kelly to really back him. You know, I may be wrong. I may be wrong here. But I really just see Bakhram as the fight goes on, maybe like round 8, 9, breaking Kelly down, Kelly getting tired, and probably getting stopped, I would say. And that's pretty much what I officially think. I think Bakhram, maybe the first few rounds, maybe he'll look a little weak or so, but eventually, as the fight goes on, Josh Kelly is gonna get tired. He can't do it all for 12 rounds, and then Bakhram's gonna stop him. Is what I think. It's an interesting little fight. The storylines, when you really look into it, is really interesting, really intriguing, and makes you wonder, are they gonna screw Bakhram here? Is he gonna get played? It's a possibility. It's a possibility. But if I were to just assume that this is gonna be, you know, one of those irregular fights, then I see Bakhram winning by stoppage. But I think it's gonna be a good fight either way.